I think the simplest model for, I would feel confident saying 90% of retailers is to launch secondhand sales with like as it is condition. And again, what I mean by that, kind of lacking better words, is that you have a way of accepting product returns either in store or online or both. And once you get them, you're capable of inspecting their condition, giving them a unique price point based on that, and hopefully being able to take item-specific product images, because it just makes your online sales a lot easier if every unique item has its own product images. And then you're in a place where you have a catalog full of resale items that you can host online and in store, and then it's up to you whether you do click and collect or pure e-com or mixture of those. But that would be the easiest way to, I think, go into the resale side of things. And then based on that, you'll start to learn a lot about the system needs and all of that before having to do a lot of heavy lifting operationally.
And if you have multiple locations, probably starting this at one or maybe two, or what limited a number of locations?
Yeah, I would start in one location. Probably you can, even if you are truly a multi-store operator, I would imagine that in some of your store locations you have a little bit of a variety between the items that you sell. If you are in the countryside, you have different kind of items, and if you're in the city urban center, you have different kind of items. So I would do a little bit of an analysis on like in which of the locations we tend to have product returns that are more resellable. So reselling semi-durable goods is a bit harder sometimes than maybe if you get like product returns like like a trailer. Maybe that's easier to be resold. There's an easier aftermarket for that than a coffee machine. I don't know. This is the area where I wouldn't say that I'm an expert, but I would maybe select the location based on that.
Okay, so now we have the steps and maybe the most common example for retailers, and maybe at the end we want to still go through some kind of like action items. So if somebody's listening and they're like, I wanna go for it, and kind of like have a step-by-step actions and how to actually start this process.
Then it's about deciding on your pilot or proof of concept approach. So how many stores, what channels, what product categories, and what model. Decide that, and then immediately or at the same time source some tech partners. It's highly likely that you need a tech partner to help you with that individualization and the catalog building of resales. So go out there, I would say at minimum send us a message, and we'll be able to help you forward from there. The next steps is about just defining those, what does success look like? Short term and long term. Short term, just do we get it up and running in a few weeks? In the best case, what kind of data do you need to accumulate to evaluate success, and you can report it forward. And then I think mid to long term, you need to critically look at your own capabilities and whatever partners you elected to kind of get things off the ground. That how good are they with data, how good are they at automation and usability. And nowadays I would say AI nativeness, like are these systems that can be elevated with AI and various other capabilities that your organization likely is starting to utilize across the board. So that would be then the next phase. But first, to get off the ground, decide on the proof of concept level, just make one decision and then reach out to tech partners, minimum twice commerce. Then after that, it's about figuring out what does success look like.
Maybe as a final note, do you have some kind of tips or something that some of our existing customers have kind of faced and the questions they might have?
My main tip would be that don't stress too much about, for example, having perfect data or similar already available when reaching out to partners. There can be a lot of time wasted just by you saying as a retailer that, okay, I'll do some internal job, spending 3 weeks trying to gather perfect data. Often good tech partners for them, it's enough that you send a sample CSV of your inventory and sample maybe of your catalog. It's just something for them to start like practically setting up the environment for you. For us, if we get your inventory Excel and maybe that one store location that you're starting to pilot, if you get even the opening hours of that and the address, we can have something real and live with no cost for you to evaluate with your team in matter of hours or days. So rather than front loading a lot of data honing, just send something over and then see what the partners can do with it. I'd consider it maybe a red flag if the tech partner is saying that they need months to fiddle with your systems to be able to be up and running. So just that would be my tip, that just send something over and see what the partners can do with it so that you can have something actually like a demo environment to play with rather than looking at slides or listening to sales pitches.
Okay, that's a really good tip, and I guess the easiest way to start for anybody is just to maybe contact and have a conversation with you as you have worked with a lot of retailers in this space and have a lot of stuff to share and just talk through.
Yeah, definitely. Just send an email or reach out in LinkedIn. I think those are the easiest way to get our attention.